State, call your next witness.
State calls Kevin Landrum.
All right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
My name is Kevin Landrum.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Landrum, are you a resident of Bear County?
Yes, I am.
How long have you resided in Bear County?
My entire life.
Okay. How are you presently employed?
I'm a detective with the San Antonio Police Department.
How long have you been employed with SAPD?
I've been employed 25 years.
What have been your duties over the past 25 years?
The first 10 years I was on patrol. In the last 15 years, I've been a detective in the night CID unit.
Okay. Let me back up. What is night CID?
Night CID is a night criminal investigations division. We are the unit that handles all felonies that occur at night between the hours of 7 and at night and 5 a.m. in the morning.
So prior to night CID coming on to shift, who is assigned to do detective duties?
During the daylight hours, it's the daytime units, and then between 5:45 and 7, there are usually some gap detectives that stay over from the other units that handle things until we come on at 7.
And you stated, is that called the gap period where you said?
Yeah, there's a gap. Daylight detectives duty hours end at 5:45. Night CID's hours begin at 7, so there's a small gap in there.
During that period, does, I guess, response time or assignment of detectives, is it a bit slower?
Yes. There's not as many detectives on duty at that time, and so sometimes officers will try to get a hold of a gap detective. They may have some difficulties, and if they do that, they'll hold the call until we come on at 7.
Okay. What was your position on June 1st, 2025?
I was a detective at night CID.
Are you familiar with the case under SAPD 25110099?
Yes, I am.
What case is that?
It was an aggravated robbery.
How did you become involved in that case?
I was contacted by a patrol officer by phone after our duty hour started.
Do you recall the name of the patrol officer?
Benavides, I want to say. I don't recall. Yeah.
Okay. Do you recall the approximate time that you were, I guess, called about this case?
It was a short time after 7 p.m.
Okay. So generally, what are your duties that you're responsible for as night CID?
Like I said, we begin the investigation on all active felony cases at that time. So generally, my duties are to go out and begin statements with witnesses, make sure the crime scene is processed.
Okay. What does processing a scene involve?
Normally that would involve having CSI out there and collecting any evidence, photographs, fingerprints, any type of evidence that is available after the crime.
Do you recall the location you were dispatched to?
I believe it was JC Alterations, and I want to say it was located at 4427 De Zavala.
Okay, and is that located in Bear County?
Yes.
What did you observe when you arrived to the scene?
When I arrived, noticed it was a strip center type mall. The business was in somewhat of disarray. Looked like they were moving. Patrol officers were there. It was calm at that time.
Okay, what did you do when you arrived?
When I arrived, I made sure CSI was doing the processing that they needed to do, and then I began speaking with the victims and the witnesses.
Do you recall the names of the individuals you spoke to?
I believe I spoke with a Janice Jones, Daphne Smith, and an Elisa Ramirez, I believe.
Okay, do you recall whether anybody else was present on the scene other than officers?
That I don't recall.
Okay. When you spoke to these individuals, did you find their statements consistent with one another?
Yes, I did.
During your investigation, did you develop a suspect?
Officers had developed a suspect and had given me a name who they believed was responsible.
Did you do anything else to further investigate that?
They had notified me that before I went to the scene. At that time, I pulled up a mugshot or located a mugshot of that individual, and I took it to the scene with me.
Do you recall the name of the suspect?
It was James Ross.
What did you do next in this case?
When I went to the scene, I took statements from the victims, and I showed the photograph that I had of the possible suspect to Miss Jones.
Okay, was there a positive identification?
Yes.
What did you do next?
After I completed my duties there, I returned to the NICID office where I wrote a warrant for that individual.
Okay, what is a warrant?
An arrest warrant? That's a arrest warrant. So
What's the process to obtain an arrest?
you have to write the warrant, and I take it before a judge, swear on the affidavit, and they issue the warrant.
Okay, and then what happened after that?
After that, I completed my report, and that was it.
Okay, so is that the end of your involvement in the case?
Yes, that was.
And what happens with the case next?
All cases that we handle, at the end of the day, when we're done, they forward it to the follow-up unit, and we never see them again.
And for a case like this, what is the follow-up unit?
Would be robbery.
And are there more than one follow-up units in San Antonio Police Department?
Yes, we have multiple.
And how is it, I guess, determined where a case goes?
It's determined by the type of crime. We have property crimes, we have robbery, homicide, special victims unit, depending on what type of crime it is to where it goes.
So you briefly mentioned that the scene generally is processed, correct?
Correct.
In this case, was the scene processed?
Yes.
To your knowledge, were photos taken?
Yes.
To your knowledge, were prints taken?
I know they were possibly attempted. I don't know if any were collected.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Defense.
So what time does the CID unit come, shifts begin,
We begin at 7 p.m.,
and you end at
5 a.m.
shift? Okay, so the 911 call for this alleged crime happened at 17:49.
Correct.
Okay, so that's like 2-3 hours before you come on the shift, correct?
Approximately an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay. Is there no other detective that's there during that time on the first shift of the CID unit? Because I guess the first shift wouldn't be CID, it would be another unit.
Correct. The robbery unit would be on duty from 7:45 to 5:45. After 5:45, there are detectives throughout the city that stay later that cover the gap until we come on. I do not know who those detectives were that day.
So there was no detective contacted. It was as if they waited for you to get there to the scene to pass this on up to a detective.
I don't know if they were attempted to contact a detective and couldn't locate one, or if they just waited till I was there. But yeah, I was the one contacted after I came on duty.
Okay, and that was by Officer Benavidez, correct?
Correct.
Were you made aware immediately or not of the effects of the case as is? Was there a weapon, or was there anyone injured, or was there anything stolen? Were you made aware of these facts?
When the officer contacted me, he relayed the facts as he knew them and the evidence that they had gathered and what he knew. That's how I determined whether I need to make the scene or what my role in the investigation is going to be.
Okay. Did you make the scene?
Yes, I did.
And did you contact each of the witnesses?
The 3 witnesses that I named, yes, I contacted all 3 of those, yes.
Okay. Were there any more civilians there that were involved in moving things from the shop to the U-Haul?
There possibly could have been. I don't recall.
Interview anyone else?
Other than those 3, no, sir, I didn't.
When you interviewed those 3, did you notice any injuries on anyone?
No, I did not notice any injuries, no.
Did any one of them complain of injuries?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Was there anything stolen?
As far as my recollection of what it was, nothing was taken. There was only demands made.
So I like the record reflected, nothing was stolen. And no one was injured. Okay. Was there an affirmative finding of a weapon?
I'm sorry?
Was there an affirmative finding of a weapon?
There was no weapon recovered at the scene, no, sir.
Did any of the witnesses inform you of the whereabouts of the suspect?
None of them knew where the suspect was, no.
So, did any of them tell you where the suspect lived?
I don't recall. I believe possibly one of them thought you possibly may have lived a certain apartment complex or a certain area, but I don't recall there being an exact location of where you live, no.
So, this aggravated robbery, these alleged victims said that I robbed them, or did the defendant rob them and didn't inform you of his location where he resides?
They did not know your exact address.
So you pretty much took over the case after Benavidez handed it to you, and so you were in charge at that point?
Yes, I was in charge of the case at that moment, yes.
So in a case where no one is injured, nothing is stolen, no weapon is recovered, how do you determine this to be an aggravated robbery?
I'm not sure I understand the question, but
Okay, because the charge is aggravated robbery.
yes.
Okay, so you know the elements of the aggravated robbery crime.
The elements are given by the victim. They're the ones that stated what occurred and how it happened, and so it's
That's all
based on
hearsay,
it's
so-
based on their statements.
That's all hearsay. What were the facts? The facts were there was no weapon, there is no injuries, and there was nothing stolen. So in order for it to be aggravated robbery, something has to be, theft has to take place in the commission of an aggravated assault, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to a misstatement of the law.
Okay. excuse me.
Sustained.
Are you aware of the elements of an aggravated robbery, sir?
I am.
Can you state them for the jury, please?
Would be in the course of committing theft that a victim is in fear of imminent bodily injury or death.
So if there was no theft, then that would mean all the elements are not complete, correct?
No.
No? How so?
A demand for money is with the intent of a robbery with a weapon is that's sufficient.
Did the alleged victims tell you that the defendant worked for him? Worked for them?
Yes.
Okay. So did the did the owner of the shop tell you that the defendant worked for her?
Yes.
Okay. Did the owner of the shop tell you that she owed the defendant monies for work completed or work done?
She did say that there was money to be owed, but she had also stated that there was a time that you had been advised that you were going to be paid.
Gotta cut you off right there. So you're aware that it was money owed to the defendant or to the suspect of this crime?
Reportedly.
Okay. So we have that by your testimony that the owner owes this suspect money for work that he done for her. And and then there's no theft of property or of anything else. Again, I ask, how do you determine this to be aggravated robbery?
The victim stated that the defendant placed a gun to her neck and demanded money. That would make it an aggravated robbery. Being employed with somebody does not allow you to still go and put a gun to them and demand the money that you believe you're supposed to be paid.
Allegedly use a gun and demand money. And you're correct, it does not by any means. Okay. Did you try to contact the defendant?
No, I did not.
Why?
The defendant fled, and I didn't try to contact him at that time.
You didn't did you attempt to recover any type of contact information from the owner of the shop as to the defendant?
The officers there had gained information for you, I believe a credit card, a cash app, things that have been done. Yes.
And you made no attempt to try to apprehend this suspect.
No, I did not at that time.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Who do you pass the case to after you get done with it? And how long? Well, excuse me. Let me rephrase this. How long did you have a case before you passed it on?
The case was in my possession for my 10-hour shift, and then the following morning it was sent to robbery. There, a sergeant would assign it to a detective. I have no idea how long it took them to do that.
Okay. I think I heard you testify earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, that you printed up a single photo for the owner to view and determine that to be the suspect. Is that correct?
Based on the information that the officers had given me of who they believe the suspect was, yes, I did. I printed a photo of that person.
And did you show it to the shop owner?
I did.
And did she positively ID that picture?
At that time, yes, she did.
Okay, when was there was another time when she didn't?
That was the only time I showed the photograph to her. So yes, at that time, she did positively identify that person.
So then she positively identified that picture as being the suspect that robbed her.
Yes.
Okay. Where was the suspect located? Where was he at?
I have no idea.
So the picture of the suspect that you printed for her to view, that she positively ID'd, was it the defendant?
Was it you?
Was it me?
No, it turned out not to be you.
Okay, so this woman positively ID'd somebody that wasn't the defendant as being the man that robbed her.
Correct.
How did you find out that he wasn't the man?
I found that out today, sir.
You found it out today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So,
As I've told you, I haven't seen this case again since the day it left me. I don't know when they decided it was you.
in your time as a detective, have you ever had victim of a crime misidentify a suspect?
This is the first time that's occurred to me in 16 years as a detective.
Really?
Correct.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. The defense rests right now, Your Honor. I would like to preserve him, if I could preserve him.
Any questions?
Very briefly, Judge. Detective Landrum, when you send a case to the follow-up unit, what information is sent or passed on? I guess?
My reports, all information, they receive all the information that was gathered, the officer's reports, anything that was collected by CSI, all information that I've gathered and anything that I've done, they receive all of that.
Okay, and I want to talk a little bit about case filing. So when you pass the case along, does that mean the case is filed?
No, the follow-up unit files the case.
Okay, and with filing, are you familiar with the term of an at-large case?
Yes.
What is that?
That's usually a case where they file it at large. The district attorney at that time will attempt to take it to a grand jury and receive an indictment rather than write a warrant.
And does that differ than an arrest case?
Yes.
What's an arrest case?
An arrest case is when the person is arrested on the scene at the moment of the crime.
And what kind of case was this case?
This would have been an at-large case.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
I have one more. So in your 16 years, how many did you say you were a detective? I'm sorry.
I've been a detective for 16 years, 15 years, going on 16 years.
Okay. So you've never seen, as you testified to earlier, a crime victim misidentify a suspect?
In the years when I have shown a single photo because the person is a known suspect to the victim, I have never had one misidentify an individual.
Okay, my next question is, in the event that that does happen, what's the protocol to be followed?
Well, considering that I didn't know at the time that that was, and that that was discovered later in the investigation, at that time, I believe he would have done another lineup, which would have probably been a 6-photo lineup to try to see if the person could do it then, because the single photo would be tainted.
Right, but if this crime victim, alleged victim, positively IDs a photo, and it's not the person who allegedly committed that crime, wouldn't that not, would it not make her a credible, reliable witness
It could,
or victim?
it could make a question about her reliability. In this instance, I think there were several other victims though, and so that there's more information. It wouldn't necessarily totally eliminate.
Okay, so what's to be supposed about why this, from your knowledge, what's to be supposed when you have this situation as to a disability of the victim maybe, or she was tired, but for any reason that she may have misidentified or represented this photo as being the person that
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Okay, let me rephrase. What would be a reason that a person who's been robbed could misidentify the alleged perpetrator?
There could be many reasons. One could be stress from just having a gun placed to their neck and demanded money and thought that they were going to die at that moment.
But with the threat removed and in the safety of the San Antonio Police Department, what could be another reason?
Sometimes the trauma from an incident like that can last quite a long time.
She testified she wasn't. So,
Objection form.
Sustained.
I'll rest now, Your Honor, but I would like to start this witness.
Any further questions?
Not from the state, Your Honor. Detective Landrum's excused.
All right. You may step down. Please leave the square microphone behind. And if you'll make sure that you remain nearby in case either party wishes to recall you.
Yes, ma'am.
The rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this case until the conclusion of trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, state, call your next witness.
Judge will call Detective Royce Vasquez.
All right, you can lower your hand. Just keep your voice up so everyone can hear you. If you'll state your name for the record.
Royce Vasquez.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you. DT, how you doing today, man?
I'm sorry?
How you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
All right. So you said your name for the record. What is your rank in SAPD?
I'm a detective with the San Antonio Police Department.
Okay. How long have you been with SAPD?
33 years.
And detective, is that like the first rank or is that a promotion? Or?
It's a second rank. It's a promotion. Excuse me. I've been a detective since 2011, and in 2020 I went to the robbery unit.
Okay. How does one get promoted to detective?
You study and hope.
I get you, man. Okay. So what are your duties as a detective?
As a robbery detective, I investigate robberies and aggravated robberies that happen to individuals and businesses.
Okay. How many robberies do you think you investigated over your career?
The last 3 years, I think I've averaged over 90
Okay.
each year.
Okay. So were you assigned to a case with report number SAPD 251-10099?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let me ask you, DT, I'm sorry. Let me ask you, Detective Vasquez, is your 90 cases, is your memory of every single one of them perfect?
Not at this age, no, sir.
Did
Not
you?
anymore.
Okay. Did you write a report regarding this report number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would a copy of that report help refresh your memory for testimony today?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Let's start at the beginning because it's a very good place to start. When were you assigned this case?
I was assigned the day after it happened.
And what day would that be?
Let's see, the 2nd of June.
All right. So what were the when you start an investigation, what's the first things that you usually do?
You go over the offense reports, generally go over the offense reports. If the body cam is available, you try and go over the body cam. Well, this case happened after hours, after my shift is already over. My hours are from 7:45 to 5:45 p.m. And anything that comes out after that is followed up by either a gap detective or the night CID detectives. And this one was handled by night CID. And so I read the report and then the night CID detectives report. And then I just started to get everything ready so I can file it.
Okay. Now, I saw that there was quite a hiccup that happened while you were looking through that involving which James Ross was the right one. Can you describe what happened there? How you discovered that?
So I was reviewing the report and night CID had walked the warrant. So when you run the individual, it shows if he has an active warrant. And during that time, the day after, I ran it and it showed that he was still actively wanted, which means he had not been arrested yet. The following day, I ran him again, and the warrant shows that it had been cleared or returned, which means that he's been charged and arrested for it. So I checked I was going through the records and the reports trying to see who arrested him, because generally they will notify the follow-up unit that they have somebody with the warrant under arrest. And nobody had notified us. So I called to the intake and asked what had happened and who had arrested Mr. Ross. And they said, well, he was already in custody, so they just charged him with it. And that's when I discovered that was the wrong James Ross. So I went to speak with the judge, the magistrate, and we got that squared away. And so then I picked up on the investigation now, and I called the number that was given to the as for the defendant. I did go and speak with the victim, and I got her statement, and then I was able to get another photo lineup, and I presented her the photo lineup, and then I was able to she picked the defendant.
What was the name of the person you showed the photo lineup to?
Miss Janice Jones.
Okay. And what kind of format was this lineup? Was it a single photo? Was it a six photo?
A 6-photo lineup.
Okay. How are the six photo lineups put together?
We send a request to Central Records, and they will compile a photo lineup and then just put it together and show it to the victim.
Okay. Is it usually of people like with the similar features, similar appearance?
Yes, sir. If it was a person like me, then it would be another 50-something-year-old Hispanic male with beard or with similar features. So they want to make sure that you positively identify the right one.
Okay. What was the date of this photo lineup being shown?
I don't know I don't know that I wrote it down.
Okay. Do you know where the photo lineup was done?
I don't remember that either. It was either, no, I believe it was at the shop. I don't believe it was at her house.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not 100%.
That's all right. That's all right. So out of these 6 individuals who were shown, Ms. Janice picked the right James Ross.
Correct. Well, she
Okay.
picked James Ross. So
Picked him.
what happens is we'll get our suspect and we know his name, but Central Records will just pick other people, and we don't get really we get their SIDs, so we could research them, but she picked James Ross.
Okay. So when you're showing this to her, I gotta ask this. Did you give her any indication of which one was the right answer?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Did you ever try and contact the defendant, Mr. James Ross?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
So after I had spoken with the victim, she gave me his number, and I didn't think that, well, I figured that the phone was in the property room because I thought he was under arrest until I found out that it was the wrong one. So I called him and I asked him, I'm looking for James Ross.
And when you say him, you're referring to,
I gave, yes, ma'am, the number that was given to me for James Ross by Miss Janice.
continue.
So I called it and I said I was looking for James Ross, and he said it was him, that he was James Ross, and I was kind of surprised because I wasn't expecting to speak with him. So I said, okay, thank you. And so I hung up because I was going to just start the investigation through the phone number. But then he called back and he started asking, why I was looking for him. And I explained to him that I was following up on an incident. And he said that he wanted to come in and talk.
Okay. And were you able to, through your investigation, find out Mr. James Ross's date of birth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is the correct James Ross's date of birth? And the person that you called, did they come in to speak to you?
Yes, sir, he did.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you point him out for the jury?
Yes, sir. He's in the black t-shirt.
Okay. And for purposes of the record, can you identify him by an article of clothing?
Black t-shirt, black pants.
Let the record reflect that the witness identified the defendant. All right. So was Mr. Ross detained, under arrest, or anything like that at this point?
No, sir.
What did you tell him that he was free to leave anytime?
I did, and actually, I don't think I had even shown Miss Janice the lineup yet when I spoke with him.
Okay, so the photo lineup was after this meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Walk us through this consensual meeting that you had with Mr. Ross.
Well, he came in, he got a ride with a neighbor, and he came in and sat down, and we sat down in the interview room. I read him his rights. I told him he was not under arrest. I told him he was free to leave at any time he wanted. I told him that I would not. He came in on his own free will. He would be able to leave because I had not shown a photo lineup to Miss Janice, I don't believe. So there was no warrant. So I had no authority to arrest him, and I wasn't trying to trick him. I told him, come in and talk to me and tell me what he wanted to say or what happened, and then he would be free to go.
Okay. What was Mr. Ross's rendition of events that he told you?
So Mr. Ross said that he had run into an old acquaintance, and he was kind of in between jobs, and so his friend or his former acquaintance told him that she was working for this elderly lady, and they were clearing out a shop, and if he was looking for some work, they were looking for some workers. So he said that he went over there and spoke with her and was pretty much hired on. And then Miss Janice said that she explained to him that she would not pay him until the job was done because she'd been burned before. And so he explained to me how he had been doing a really good job, pretty much did all the work because he was the youngest, I believe, male that was doing all the labor. There were a couple of ladies that were there and some elderly gentlemen, but they really couldn't do a whole lot. Mr. Ross being younger and fit, he was able to do pretty much literally all the heavy lifting. And so he explained that at the end of the first day, he tried to get some money for the work that he had done, and she told him no. And he told her that, you know, hey, I need gas, baby needs Pampers, we need food. And she stuck to her guns and said, no, you're not getting anything until this is over.
Yes.
He told
What
me,
is your objection?
I'll recant that objection.
I'm sorry, what?
I'll take that objection back. I'm sorry.
All right, you may continue.
but he told me that he explained to her, look, I got to get stuff, you know, I need supplies at home, I need gas money. And when I got her statement, she told me that he had told her that he needed money for drugs. I didn't, you know, but
Yeah.
so anyway, so he told me that he had explained to her he needed some money. She said no. So then on the second day, after pretty much a full day of the full labor, he approached her again, asking for some money. She refused again, and he said, "I'm not coming back on Saturday." I believe, and he said, "I'm not coming back." And she said, "Well, that's fine, but you're not getting paid for not being here on Saturday." And then fast forward to Sunday. I'm not sure exactly how many times he went, but he had gone to the store where they had been working, asked her again for the money. She said no. I believe he said he kind of like losing it. So he walked out and he had his friend who had given him a ride over there. She went in and tried to try to be a liaison, you know, like, hey, how can we get his money? And, you know, I don't know what's going on here. How can we get his money and we can just be out of it? And then she told her, I believe Miss Janice told her that, again, she's not paying him until the work is done. They still weren't finished clearing out the shop. Then he said he went in there and told her, he got upset and kind of lost his cool. And he said, look, I need my money. And I asked him, I said, did you put a gun to her head? And he said he denied having a gun, denied pointing a gun at her. And I said, well, on the report, it says that you pointed a gun at her. I said, did you have your cell phone or something in your hand? And he said, I might have had my wallet in my hand. And I think he said he had like a silver, like one of those credit card wallets that look.
Did he ever show you the silver wallet or silver credit card holder?
I think he did. I can't recall, but I think he did.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Okay, this is gonna sound like some silly questions, but work with me. Do you have a wallet?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where do you store that wallet?
In my back pocket.
Okay, how long have you had that wallet?
A couple years.
Okay. You had other wallets before it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you pull out your wallet to take it to somebody, do you pull it from the front of your waistband?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you take your wallet and put it up to somebody's head?
No, sir.
Do you take your wallet and put it up under someone's chin?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So after that, did you have any more, what was the end of this meeting?
Well, from the way he explained it, and I mean, he was very calm, and he explained it, and it seemed very reasonable. I think if I worked, we all know how June is, right? It's hot here, and if I'd done all that work, I would want to get paid also.
Did you find his story believable?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay.
I explained to him, I said that I would have to speak with the other witnesses. I told him I would have to do some more investigation to figure out what we were going to do with the case.
So at this time, you had no probable cause, no real suspicion to arrest Mr. Voss?
No, sir. I had the victim's statement, you know, and she had explained what had happened. And
Did you want to continue your investigation after this meeting?
absolutely. had to try and get some corroboration on the victim's statement because, like I said, the defendant was very convincing.
Did Mr. Ross ask you for any kind of courtesy in regarding if whether he got a warrant?
Yeah, yes, sir. He said, you know, could you let me know if I have a warrant? If you're going to file on me, will you let me know? And I said, well, I can't, you know, I'm not allowed to like warn you or say, hey, you have a warrant. But I told him that if I did, I would explain to him that I needed him to come back into the office and probably tell him to grab him something to eat or something on the way in.
Okay, so did you continue your investigation after this meeting?
Yes, sir.
What was the next step?
The next step, I called the other victims in the incident. I called Miss Ramirez and Miss Smith, and I spoke with them over the phone. I recorded their statements, took their statements over the phone, and I asked them about what happened. And both of them gave me the same story that pretty much that the victim had said that he had gone in there with the and demanding his money and put a gun to her head and said, if you don't pay me, I'm going to kill you. And Miss Janice just, excuse me.
Okay.
Miss Janice just said, well, if you kill me, how are you going to get your money? And so he stopped and thought about it and then left. That's what Miss Janice told me. And then that's what the victims told me. The others told me as well.
So all three witnesses were telling you the same story?
Yes, sir.
Did you find them credible?
Yes, sir. I asked, because I mean, you know, I'm not supposed to take sides, but I really did want to just like scrub this case and, you know, scrub this case and say, you know, it was a misunderstanding. And I asked both of the others, I asked, are you sure you saw a gun? It couldn't have been a phone, couldn't have been a wallet, you know, and they both said it was a gun. And one of the victims, I don't remember which one. I think it was Miss Smith. When I asked her for her statement, when she was giving her statement, she started breaking down, and it was just it bothered her. It affected her, upset her.
Did she appear traumatized to you from the event?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when all this is done, did you apply for an arrest warrant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was that based on your investigation?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you apply for this arrest warrant, walk us through how does that process work?
So with the arrest warrant, you fill out an affidavit that gives the victim and the suspect's information and their identifiers, and then you put on in the report basically it's a probable cause statement that says that the elements of the offense of a robbery, which were the demands for the money, and a threat of physical violence or threat of with a deadly weapon, since it was going to be an aggravated assault. So you have to have that in there, and then also, well, for the aggravated assault, which would be the pointing of a firearm at somebody, and you take that to the judge, you swear to it, and that it is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, and then the judge will sign it.
And what was the judge's decision based on your arrest warrant?
They approved the warrant.
Okay. So when this is done, did you give James a call?
Yes, sir. I told him that, you know, he'd give me his word, and I told him, well, if you're going to be a man of your word, I'll be a man of my word, and I'll if I do a warrant, then I'll call you. And so I called him, and he said, so I have a warrant, and I said, well, I'm going to need you to come in, and I probably want to pick up something to eat on the way in. And so he said, all right, and I don't remember what else he said, but initially he said he would come down, and then that was it. I never heard from him. He didn't come in, and I didn't. I called him back, but he never responded.
So after you called him, he never came in?
No, sir.
Thank you so much, Detective. Pass the witness, Judge.
Defense?
Hello, Mr. Vasquez.
How you doing, sir?
See, yeah. Not really. So on the day of this incident that took place at the shop, uh, when you were handed over the case pretty much from Detective Landrum,
Correct.
did you go to the shop and interview the alleged victims then?
No, sir. The date of the incident, that was I believe it was a Sunday, right? I got the case on Monday. And then I don't think I don't know the exact date, but I went the first step I did was I went to go interview Miss Janice at her house.
When you interviewed her at her house, did you have a body cam on?
Yes,
So we have a recording of that interview.
yes, sir.
Did you interview her any more times subsequent to that?
No, sir.
Did she sound believable?
She did.
At no point did she seem aloof or like she was making it up?
No, sir.
Did she give you a description of the gun that was held to her head?
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Okay. Did she report to you anything that was stolen?
No, no, sir. Nothing was stolen.
Okay. So that means that would, okay, no, not like that. So nothing being stolen, and did she allege that she invited the defendant to come and pick up the monies owed, or did he just randomly pop up there asking for money?
I don't remember if she said that she had invited you or the defendant, I'm sorry. But I know that whenever the defendant got there, the work had still not been finished. And so I think the defendant got there in anticipation that, hey, the job should be finished by now and I can collect. And unfortunately, Miss Janice just kind of sat there and said no, and would not give the money or pay the defendant.
Okay. That's testify. So that would make it seem as if the defendant just randomly went up here on Sunday demanding money, correct? Is that how
No,
she makes it seem to you?
I didn't get that impression. I didn't get the impression that the defendant just like popped up out of nowhere. I believe the defendant probably, now I can't speculate, but I'm guessing the defendant probably thought that the work was done and could collect. And but apparently the work wasn't. And Miss Janice was just very black and white and said, I'm not paying until, and she would not relent.
Did Miss Janice relate to you any of the events of the night that the defendant stopped working for her?
Other than, no, the only thing that was that I recall is that she had talked about at the end of the night, the defendant had asked for payment for the, I believe, 2 days that he had worked, right? 2 days he had worked.
I can't help
for the amount of work that he had already done. He asked for payment for the money for the work that he had already done for her, but she refused, and said that she had already told the defendant, I won't pay until this job is complete.
I want to offer a statement that might make you recollect that time right there a little better. Do you recall whether or not the defendant asked for a portion of his pay or the entire amount? on the end of the second day.
And Judge, I'm object to that. This is calling for hearsay evidence. It's what other witnesses have said as well as speculation.
He's who.
All right, excuse me. If you would repeat your question, please.
My question is, do you recall whether Ms. Janice, the supposed victim, said that the defendant asked for a portion of his pay or the entire amount?
All right, that objection will be sustained.
How long have you been a detective?
14 years.
14 years. In 14 years, have you ever seen alleged victim misidentify her suspect?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
What would be a cause for that?
Shock, mistake of fact, just there's a whole lot of reasons people mistake. I mean, people have come up to me in the store and asked me if I was somebody else, you know, and
Happens to
so
me all the time, too.
so if you're trying to identify, it's a photo lineup is not an easy way to identify somebody. I personally prefer a better way, but
So, in the event of such a misidentification, which has the ramifications of prison and, you know, how serious it is, once that is proven to be a misidentification, what kind of position does that put the alleged victim in the eyes of the detective?
well, I mean, it all depends on the person. If
Well, you specifically, how would you feel? Like,
well, it made me think about today. It made me think about what it was going to be like in court. But I don't know how Ms. Janice misidentified the other James Ross. The other James Ross is I think there's a 2-year difference in age. I don't know how she did that or why she did that, but
okay, let me stop you. I don't mean to be rude, so please forgive me, but
no.
Would it lend to the credibility or reliability of her testimony or her statement at all, being that she misidentified the person that allegedly robbed her?
I don't think it would affect her credibility. I mean, not in my book. I don't think because she picked the wrong picture that she's lying about everything that happened or anything that happened.
She was offered a single photo,
Right.
not a lineup.
Correct.
So
well, and so
it wasn't dark either.
Right.
When she was.
Judge, that's defendants testifying about events.
Sustained.
And Judge, we'd ask that the jury be instructed to disregard the last question.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're instructed to disregard the last question. All right, you may continue.
On June 1st at 17:49, what time is that? What time is 17:49?
5:49 p.m.
So at June 1st, that time of year, at that time, what would the natural environment be like?
Plenty bright still, right?
Right. 17:49 is when the first where the second police call was made for 911. So when she was interviewed and picked the wrong suspect, allegedly, it was broad daylight, correct?
Excuse me. I don't know about that. I believe night CID comes on at 7. So it would have been an hour later, and then by the time they got out there, because that's way out I-10 and De Zavala, and by the time they get there from downtown, it could have been a minute. I'm sure it was still daylight. I don't know how bright it was.
Now, when you were made aware that nothing was stolen and nobody was injured, why did you still proceed forth with?
Because if I walk into a bank and demand money and they just close the windows and I walk out without money, that doesn't mean that the robbery that wasn't. The intent wasn't there.
That's fair. But the facts that the defendant was in her employ, does that not lend to the fact that it wasn't a theft? Because if he's owed monies and he's instructed to come and collect a certain day payday.
Yes, unfortunately, that becomes a civil matter. And so, like, I have a friend who is
So my question now is, if it becomes a civil matter, how is this aggravated robbery?
when a weapon is involved, it's no longer civil. And when you violate criminal law, then that's whenever we have to step in. I have a friend who is a plumbing master plumber. He had done a job that contracts and everything at a brand new building.
Okay, I gotta stop you right there, sir. I'm sorry. We gotta
That's all right.
Can I see that, please? And can we enter into this for you? You're welcome. When Mr. Roth came to interview with you, how do I do? Your Honor, I would like to enter this wallet into evidence as an exhibit. How do I? Do you remember the day when the defendant came to interview with you?
Yes.
Okay, when he interviewed with you, did he seem like he was, did it all make sense and he was trying to get this, behind him, or did it seem like he was trying to get away with something?
He seemed very rational. He seemed very calm. He seemed very polite. He didn't seem, he didn't act shady. He was very believable.
Forthcoming?
Yes.
Did he have in his possession, when he came to interview with you, what he claims he had in his possession when he was at the shop?
I think so. I think the state asked me that, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't completely sure. I thought he had shown me like a silver wallet or something, and yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of how many people have been killed by police officers under the guise of reaching for their phone?
I'm not aware of how many. I don't know the number, but I do know that it happens.
Happens, and the officer is said to fired his weapon, killing the suspect, and he pleads that this phone was a weapon, correct?
Correct. He believed it was a firearm. The phone was a firearm. The whatever object was in his hand was a firearm.
Right. And that's happening all over the country.
Yes.
In alarming rates. And people are dying because these officers are assuming.
Judge, we're getting into the defense testifying again.
Sustained.
Would you remember that object if it was shown to you?
Yes, I possibly.
Okay. Is this, Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
Judge, I would like to see the object that he's approached the witness with. Judge, we asked for the relevance of this object. It's I saw him pulling it out of a fresh wrapper. So, is this yours or?
No, this is not mine. And this is
Right,
exactly.
the objection will be overruled. You can approach the witness.
Thank you. Do I? Please. We'll call this defendant's exhibit number one. Number one. Okay. When the defendant came to interview with you, do you recall what he had as being that?
I believe it was something like this. I couldn't tell you if this was the exact one, but it was something similar. It was something like this.
Okay. And would you consider this to be like a credit card wallet?
Right.
With a money clip on it?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I'm going to have to object. The defendant is showing and publishing to the jury an item that is not yet admitted into evidence. He's not laid the predicate for it, and he has no foundation to show it to the jury or ask any further questions of this witness about it.
All right. The objection will be sustained. Is that being offered into evidence or is it being offered as demonstrative?
It's being offered in the evidence.
All right, then the objection to the state's objection then will be sustained.
If you were called to a scene as an officer and for a disturbance and you were alerted that there's a weapon on the scene and you came to that scene as you see, two people arguing and one had this in his hand and his argument as talking to the other in the argument, would you feel like that's a weapon?
I feel like it could be used as a weapon. I wouldn't say that I would immediately feel it was a gun. But just about anything could be used as a weapon.
Right, but
Would I think it's a pistol?
yes.
Possibly.
Okay. This could possibly, from your vision afar approaching the scene, seem like, would you liken this to like a revolver?
I don't know that anybody's ever pointed a wallet at somebody though.
Right. Of course. No, I like, and it'd be considered a gun. Right. So, okay. So I want to just go back a little bit. So the defendant willingly and even eagerly asked to come and interview with you.
Correct.
Okay. When he came, was he alone?
No, his neighbor brought him.
Okay. And do you recall how? We got a record. I'm sorry. You know what? Thank you for coming. I'll rest now, but I would like to preserve this witness also, Your Honor.
All right. Any other question?
Few questions, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. Ross, can I see that silver? Thank you. All right. Detective, may I approach the witness, Judge?
Yes.
May I use the well, Judge?
Yes.
All right. Detective, from here, the way I'm holding this, does it look like a firearm?
No, sir.
What about now?
No, sir.
What about now?
Yeah, it's a little different.
Okay. If I hold it like this, does it look like a firearm?
It could be.
How far away am I from you right now?
I guess about 20 feet.
Okay. May I approach you?
Yes.
And I'm just gonna make contact with you.
That's fine.
So if I put the gun to your head like so, I'm sorry, the wallet to your head, does it look like a firearm to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about, does it feel like a firearm?
Well, I mean, it's metal. It's something metal on my head that doesn't go
Okay.
there.
Okay. But if I pull it out and put it to your head like this, could you see that it was a firearm before I put it to your head?
No, sir.
Okay. What about when I'm coming up to you and I'm putting it under your chin? Could you be able to tell it was a firearm then?
No, sir.
Okay. When you were talking to, thank you, by the way. When you were talking to the witnesses about whether a firearm was involved, were they adamant about it?
Yes, sir.
Did they all have a similar description of that firearm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Defense Exhibit 1 is not the object that you saw that day during the interrogation or during the meeting.
I don't remember. I remember seeing, I believe he had like a credit card what do they call it? Credit card holder, but I don't remember like
Okay.
exactly.
And let me ask you, regarding the misidentification, did you act on the identification of one witness or of three?
Three.
And they all identified the same person?
Yes, sir.
And they all said he acted with a firearm?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll pass the witness, Judge.
Any further questions?
Not this time, Your Honor.
All right. All right, thank you. The rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything about this case until the conclusion of this case.
Yes, sir.
Just make sure you remain in the hallway in case anyone wishes to recall you. All right, and if you'll leave the microphone behind. Thank you. State, call your next witness.
Judge, the state rests.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to have you go back to the jury room and we will have you back out no later than 3:25. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, the state has rested. Defense, are you going to be prepared to proceed?
Excuse me,
Yes.
beg your pardon.
The state has rested. Are you going to call any witnesses?
I would like to call Janice Jones back to
All right, so here's the thing about recalling witnesses. Did you inform the state that you wanted her here today?
no.
Why not?
Because I was unaware that it was necessary for me to let them know when I wanted to.
How else are they going to have a witness here if you don't let them know?
And call or contact them when I like. Okay, well, um, yes, I would like to call a witness.
All right. And what are the witnesses are you going to ask to be recalled?
You should let me know all of this before we come into the courtroom. That's the purpose.
Excuse me. One, yesterday, I said, let the state know whatever witnesses you want called back so they can have them available. Now, what I'm asking you right now is what witnesses that the state called that you want them here?
Janice Jones, Bethany Dawn Smith, and Elisa Ramirez.
All right, state, if you'll call and have them down here, please.
Of course, Judge.
Who else?
Wanya Monday also. I believe she's here.
All right, Twanda Monday, is that a witness that you're planning on calling?
Yes.
All right, anyone else that the state has called as a witness that you want back here?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so those are the only witnesses that he's requesting to be back here. So if you could call them and see if they can come down today. And then, Deputy Lord, if you could have Ms. Ferguson, if you could see, I know it's not your job, but if you could see if Ms. Ferguson can have Ms. Shaw here, Attorney Shaw, to let them know that her client is going to be called. Does anyone need to take a short break?
Just contact our witnesses and get them started over here.
All right, we'll take a short break. State, you rested, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, defense, call your witness.
Vince would like to call Twanya Monday.
All right, if you'll come up here, please. All right, there's a square microphone that's up there. If you'll put that somewhere on your, yes, and it's for the court reporter to hear. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can have a seat and lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so that everyone can hear.
Yes,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this witness has an attorney that is representing her. So if at any time she needs to confer with her attorney, the court will allow that. All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Twanya Monday,
All right, and could you spell your first and last name for the court? All right, defense, you may proceed.
Hello, Miss Monday.
hello.
Up right into it. Do you know the defendant? Well, do you know him well?
Yes,
Okay. Have you ever seen a defendant with a weapon?
no,
So on the day in question, do you remember the time leading up to? Did the defendant ask you on the day in question for a ride to collect monies?
yes,
What monies was he talking about that he was trying to collect?
supposedly money owed to him for helping a lady pack a storage or something move out.
Had he received instructions from this woman to collect monies on this day?
I don't know. I didn't know what was going on until I gave him a ride
When you gave him a ride, these monies, where did y'all go?
to a plaza off of Days of Zavala, a shop, an antique shop.
When you got to the antique shop, did the defendant go in by himself or did you go in with him?
He went in by himself.
And I take it you remained in the car?
Correct.
About what time was it?
The first time or the second time?
First time.
The first time it would have been that morning, somewhere around 9 o'clock, I believe. I'm not for sure. I just know it was that morning.
Could it have been 2 o'clock?
I don't think so. Before 2, I don't know. I just know it was twice that day.
Okay. When the defendant returned to your vehicle after leaving the shop, what was his disposition? What was his vibe? Like, what did he look like?
He came back out to the car. He said that he was upset.
His disposition being, was he angry? Was he frustrated? Was he upset? Like,
Frustrated that he hadn't got paid.
frustrated that he had not got paid?
Correct.
Did he ask you to do something?
He asked me, could I go in and speak with the lady because he didn't want any confrontation and see what she wanted to do about paying him.
Did you?
Yes.
So at that point, did he stay in the car or did he, and you went in?
He stayed in the car.
When you went in to the shop what was your thinking of what your task was?
Just to go in and ask what was going on because I was the ride and I wasn't going to be running back and forth to be taking somebody to get something because my gas and my time was valuable.
So upon entering the shop, did you contact Miss Janice Jones? She was the owner.
Yes, I asked, was Miss Janice Jones there? She said she was, and that's when we spoke to each other.
Can you tell us about that conversation that you had with her?
Yeah.
Judge, I'm object to that. That's hearsay.
Sustained.
How many more people were in the shop when you went in there? That you saw?
It was the owner, Miss Jones, another lady, and then another older African American woman.
So there were 3 people there?
Correct.
Okay. When you recognized that it was Miss Jones that you were speaking to, what did you say to her?
I introduced myself and I said that James asked me to come in to see, like, when did you want to pay him so that I can bring him back up here whenever you have time. And she said, if you can bring him back between 5 and 6.
Did you?
Yes.
So you got back at 6. Did Mr. Ross get out the car and go back in the same as the first time?
Well, he got out the car and he approached 2 men that were standing outside by a moving truck, talked to them, walked in, and came back out.
When he came back out, was he running?
No, he walked out.
Did you see him throw anything, or
No,
did you see anyone coming after him?
no,
When he got back in the car, did y'all leave in a hasty manner, or
no, because I didn't crank my car because I asked him, did he get paid? Because he owed me gas money. And he said he was ready to go. And I said, are you gonna wait to get paid or what you gonna do? And then it was like about a minute or 2, and then I finally cranked my car and drove off.
Do you live in the same apartment complex as the defendant?
I do.
So, you know, when y'all left the shop, is that where y'all were going? Like back to the apartment complex? Or?
Yes, I took him up to his apartment and I stayed on the other end in a different section.
On your way home, what did you see in manner of traffic?
On my way home from where? On my way home from where?
While we were leaving from the shop,
Oh, I saw police officers
where?
going the direction that I was coming from. I was going this way, they were going that way.
Did you see the defendant with a weapon at all this day?
No,
Did the defendant make any type of indication that he wanted to rob this woman?
no.
No further questions, Your Honor.
State.
Few questions, Judge. Hi, man. I wasn't able to pick up, what was your name again?
Swanya?
Twania. Okay. May I call you Twania?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you, that day when you were giving James a ride,
Mhm.
did you see him with a weapon that day?
No, sir.
Did you see him with his black wallet that day?
I seen him with a black phone, and he has like another like little silver like fold up, like where you can't take people credit card numbers and stuff. A little thing like that.
Okay. Does it look like? May I approach the witness?
Yes.
Showing us some labels to exhibit number 1. Does it look somewhat like this, or is it different?
No, it looks like that.
It looks just like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was James's demeanor when he went inside?
When he went inside the first time, I mean, he was just going to, I guess, get paid. But when he came out, he seemed frustrated.
Oh no, like, did he seem upset when he went inside?
The first time?
No, the second time, right around 5 o'clock.
No. He just said he was like, he don't know why she hadn't paid him.
Okay. So at 5 o'clock, James went inside. He was cool?
Yeah.
Okay. When he came out, did he seem frustrated?
Yeah.
Was he breathing hard?
Not really, just like mad.
Okay. How well do you know James?
We've known each other, it's been about a year.
Are y'all in any kind of relationship?
It's it's difficult. That's all I can say. It's difficult.
Okay. Would you consider James your boyfriend?
Yeah,
Okay. So y'all are in a relationship.
yeah. I just haven't been talking to him.
Okay. Would it surprise you to learn that James has not been referring to you as his girlfriend?
Yeah, definitely.
I imagine that. Would you do anything to help out James?
No.
How'd y'all meet?
We met, I have a business. I have a business that I run, and I was in the store purchasing something, and I met him there, and we just communicated for a while.
Okay. Did you talk to Miss Detective Royce about what happened this day?
Is that the detective down at the place where yes, I did.
Okay. What'd you tell him?
The same exact thing that I'm telling you today. Like, in what part?
Like the whole thing. Like, what'd you tell him?
I let him know that he came. Well, I had backed it up and let him know because he asked me what did I know, and I told him that probably on that Thursday or Friday, I wasn't for sure what day it was, that James was telling me, you know, that he was working for somebody as far as helping them move, and that he had borrowed $20 from me because he hadn't got paid yet. And that we had discussed that he was saying that he wasn't going to go to work Saturday because he hadn't got paid, and he thought maybe the lady wasn't going to pay him, and he wasn't, you know, he's just like, I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to even be bothered with it. And so I let him know that on that Sunday, James came and asked me to give him a ride because the lady was going to pay him. And I took him up there and I told him, you know, what happened. James went in, came out, asked me, could I go and talk to her because he wasn't fully understanding what she was saying. I guess like their conversation didn't go as well. So I went in, I spoke to Miss Janice, whatever, I don't know her name, I don't know her. And I went in and I introduced myself and I stated to her like, hey, I'm not confrontational. I'm just coming in because James didn't fully understand what you were trying to say to him as far as paying him. And I'm just trying to get some clarification so I don't be running back and forth. And it was some young lady that was there, stood like in front of me. And I was like, hey, like, can you back up? And the owner of the store, she told her, she was like, hey, can you just get out of her face? Why are you standing next to her? Why are you standing in front of her like that? And so she told me, she was like, well, this is between me and him and not you. And I said, I get that. I'm just asking because I don't want to be ripping and running. That time she said, bring him back between 5 and 6. And I said, okay, I'll let him know. And I walked out. And I told him when I took him back up there, he got out. He went and talked to the two men that was at the moving truck for a minute. He walked in. My window was down. I didn't hear any arguing or anything like that. And he went inside the building. He was in there for about 3 minutes, I say. He came out and he said, let's go. And I said, no, like if you didn't get paid, what are we leaving for? Do we need to wait or something? And he said, I'm ready to go. And I cranked my car and I left.
Okay, so you drove him over there. It sounds like you said you had your window down?
Yeah, my window was down in my car because it was pretty much the summer and I turned my car off.
It's hot, right?
Yeah.
You were parked right in front of the shop?
I was parked in front of the shop.
Okay.
Well, not directly in front. It was a truck and then it's like a parking lot and it was the truck right there and I was parked on the side of the truck.
Okay. So you had your window rolled down, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and you say you didn't hear anything? Okay. We have just a moment.
Whatever he's showing you, you may be able to see it from there or either from there.
Ms. Tawny, I'm gonna play for you what's labeled as state exhibit number 3. That's gonna be 911 call number 2. If you could just listen to it with me.
I would like to object to the playing of this tape.
On what grounds?
On grounds that it's irrelevant because she was outside and this tape was obviously played from the inside of the building, so there's no way possible that she could have heard me.
All right, objection is overruled.
Thank you, Judge.
Police, fire, or EMS. Hello, anybody hear me?
Did I work for her? Yes. Did I work hard for her? Yeah. Did I operate in good faith for her? Yes. So why the fuck ain't you paying me my money? You told me gonna pay me at 2 o'clock when I got here yesterday. I'm not waiting till you get finished. Give me my money. So then how are you gonna pay me today? You ain't gonna pay me today? Well, what's the problem? I did it. Let me see you give out my money. I'm not playing with you. You took my gentleman to weed. I've been a gentleman in time with you all the way through this process. I went hard for you. And this how you do me? Give me my fucking money. I know your story, gang. I know how you do it. Don't play with me, come on.
Tawny, do you recognize the voice on there? Whose voice is that?
Yes,
Whose voice is that?
James.
Did you know he was saying these things in there?
No,
I'm sorry, man. Could you see what's going on inside?
no.
But you had your window rolled down?
Yes,
You couldn't hear, but you couldn't hear that?
no, because if you see the parking lot where my car was parked, I wasn't directly in front of the building. The entrance of the building is here. There was a truck here and I'm parked on the side. So no,
Tony, I ain't trying to mess you up, but I think you just testified before that you were parked right in front of the shop.
And I corrected myself and said, no, I was not directly in front of the shop. I was parked next to the side.
Why did you park to the side of the house or of the strip mall?
Because when I pulled in, I just pulled straight up and it was a big moving truck right there and two gentlemen out there. So I just parked right there. I didn't think that I had to park anywhere else.
Was that so that people couldn't see your vehicle?
No, my vehicle is red. It's noticeable. And the two gentlemen outside seen it.
So you didn't see or hear anything that was going on inside?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see James go into the shop?
I seen him walk that direction. He was, like I said, he came, he was standing there talking to two gentlemen. And then he walked towards that way and he has to go up a little thing to get in.
Can you describe the what James was wearing that day?
No, I don't even remember.
Okay. What were you wearing that day?
I don't know, probably a t-shirt and some tights like I have on today.
Was it red?
Pretty casual.
Was it a red shirt that you were wearing?
No,
Okay. So you didn't see James go inside?
like I seen him walk that way. Do you want me to say that I see him walk through the front door?
Do you go by the name Pickles or Pebbles?
That's my nickname, it is.
Okay. Which one? Is it Pickles or Pebbles?
It's Pebbles.
Okay.
That's the name of my company as well.
Okay. Did you introduce yourself as Pebbles to the people at the shop?
No, I didn't. My name is Twanya.
Okay. So you didn't see or hear anything?
No, sir, I didn't.
You didn't hear James making these remarks to everybody in
No, sir, I didn't. Have you seen the outlay of the building?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm telling you that I was parked over here, there's no way I can hear what's going on inside of a closed building. I'm outside in my car.
So you didn't see or hear James pulling a firearm?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see or hear James point that firearm at multiple people?
How can I see something on the outside of a building?
Well, I'm just asking if you saw this or not.
And I'm constantly saying, no, sir.
Okay, that's fine. The silver wallet that James had, you know where it is?
No,
How long had he had it before that?
he's had it ever since I've known him.
Okay. Did he use it often?
He packs it around everywhere he goes with his cell phone. It has his cards and stuff in it, like his Cash App cards and stuff in it.
Did he have it that day?
Yeah,
Where does he put it when he doesn't have it?
I don't know. When he don't have it, it's either in his pants and his socks, depending on what he has on.
He puts it in his socks?
Yeah, like you just tuck it in your sock. Have you ever I've seen it in his sock. But I'm feeling like you're asking me questions as to where did he have it this, where did he have it that. I don't know. I didn't see it when he got out the car, but I knew he had it because he takes it everywhere he goes.
So
He
hold
had
on.
it when we left
Hold
the
on,
house.
Tanya, hold on. So you're saying that you knew he had it, but you didn't see it?
When he got out the car, I didn't see it, but I knew he had it because he had it when we left the house. When we were headed up there, he had it.
Okay. Where do you have it at? Did he have it in his back pocket?
No,
Where do you have it at?
he had it in his hands.
Yeah, in his hands.
He sure did.
Okay. Did he have it? Does he put his wallet in the front of his pants like this?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you just said that you knew that he had it in his hand. Where else does he put it?
Asked him. I don't know. Like he can put it anywhere. I told you he either has it in his hands and I've seen him put it in his socks. I've seen him take it out his pocket, but I don't know where he had it when he got out the car.
Have you ever seen him put it in the front of his pants like this?
No.
Okay. Judge, we'll pass the witness.
Defense, any questions?
Yeah, a couple more, Your Honor. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
And I want to demonstrate something with this.
I would ask what you're going to demonstrate.
Okay, you know what? I won't. Do you remember before the defendant got out the car that day?
What part? The first time, second time? Like
Second time.
I just
While
yeah.
opening the door and exiting the vehicle.
Judge, I don't object to that. If I can't lead, he can't either.
Yeah.
All right, what is your objection?
Leading, Judge.
All right, that objection to leading will be sustained.
Do you recall the defendant exiting the vehicle?
Yes.
Do you recall the defendant dropping his wallet in his phone?
Judge, I'm gonna object to that. That's leading.
Sustained.
When you went inside the shop the second time, or no,
I never went inside the shop the second
right,
time.
excuse me, I misspoke. When you went into the shop the first time, what was the demeanor of the woman that was standing in between you and Miss Jones?
Judge, I'm object to that as to relevance.
That'll be overruled.
What was the demeanor of the woman that was standing in between you and Miss Jones?
She was at a stance, like defense, like whatever it was. I just told her like, hey, I'm not here for confrontation. And the owner of the store told her like, move, get out of her face.
So you felt threatened by her presence.
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe this woman? Her
Mm,
physical features?
I don't know. She's Hispanic or white. She just had like shoulder length hair. I really didn't even pay any attention.
Would you say her hair was blonde?
Judge, objection, that'll be leading.
Sustained.
Okay. You don't remember at all what color her hair was?
Like,
Judge, that's also leading.
I don't
That,
know.
excuse me. When an objection is raised, stop
Yes.
talking,
Yes, ma'am.
and then I'll make a ruling on the objection.
Okay.
And if you have a question over whether or not you're allowed to answer that, just let me know. All right, the objection to leading to that question will be overruled.
You answer.
I mean, I don't know these people. Like they were all like just a blur to me. I just know that she had untamed hair. It was light colored. I mean, that's all I know. It was a mixture of light and dark. It wasn't blonde. It wasn't brown. It was a mixture of two colors.
Did she speak to you at all?
No, she just really stood in front of me.
Further questions now? Thank you, Ms. Moses.
State, any other questions?
One moment, Judge. Judge, no further questions from the state.
Is this witness excused or subject to recall?
Subject to recall, Your Honor.
All right. It's your witness.
Sorry, excuse me. Okay.
Do you have other questions?
No, I don't.
So is this witness excused?
He is.
All right. The rule has been invoked. You're not allowed to discuss your testimony with anyone or view anything regarding this trial until the trial has ended. Do you understand? All right, if you leave behind the microphone. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break and then we'll bring you back in. Everyone, please rise for the jurors.
Your Honor, we can I ask the court a question.
Yes.
If I was to testify with being my own attorney, would I ask myself questions and answer them from the witness stand?
Yes, if that is how you wish to proceed.
Is there any other way that I could proceed?
What do you mean? I have no idea.
Would maybe one of my support counsel questioning me, or
Well, you're not allowed to have a hybrid defense. Either you're representing yourself or you are not.
I would.
So are you planning on testifying?
No, Your Honor, I'm not.
Okay. All right. Let's bring the jurors in.
All rise for the jury.
Right. Everyone, please be seated. Defense, you may call your witness.
The state with not the state, I'm not the state, sorry. With the defense, I declined to be called witness.
All right, do you rest? I'm sorry?
Yes. The defense-
State, do you close?
Yes, Judge, we rest and close.
Defense, do you close?
No, I'd like to do my close.
All right, could I have parties approach? Do you rest and close?
Yes.
All right, ladies, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to have you all here tomorrow at 9 a.m. And we're going to start with my reading of the charge of the court, which is the jury charge. And then both sides will have a chance to present their arguments to you if they so choose. With regards to parking tomorrow, there are no jurors that are usually called up. Usually the judges are made aware if jurors are called up on the Friday. So there's not going to be a group of 300 people that you have to account for in the parking garage on Friday. You've heard all of the evidence that you're going to hear in this case at this time. You are not allowed to view anything about this case. You're not allowed to read anything about this case. If you see anything about this case, just disregard it. You're not allowed to do any investigation about this case. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom and nowhere else. Do not even think about this case unless you're in the courtroom, and you are not to begin deliberation until I give you leave to do so. Does everyone understand? All right. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. The charge is being prepared.
Mhm.
The jury charge is being prepared. It's being printed out. We're going to remain here. We're going to look over that charge and see if there are